Hello, this is Shanker, and I got this whole topic of relationships and what makes you to enter into a relationship. That's important, and how a relationship breaks. What are the planets जिनसे कि हमारा रिश्ता बनता है? चलो रिश्ता बनता हो तो अच्छा ही है, but what are the planets से रिश्ता हमारा टूट जाता है? And what are the planets which are important for love, cheating, extramarital relationships? So I'm trying to explain you कि what you should see in an horoscope when you're talking about these aspects of life. Now, in the case of a male's horoscope and even in a female horoscope, Venus becomes a very important planet. Venus is the planet which governs your tendency भोग. जो भोग करने की tendency है, चाहे love, I mean we keep on saying we love each other, हम एक दूसरे से प्यार करते हैं, but love is an overrated word. I mean love is ultimately it is getting together. I mean that's what is love initially, and and I'll also talk about what is an higher form. I mean, which we can later discuss, and towards the end of the video, I'll touch on that also. तो अब ये होता है कि भाई you enter into a relationship, so planet which you have to see is Venus, where Venus is placed. Now Venus does well when it is placed in fixed houses. It is placed in like अपने घर में Taurus में placed है. It is placed in Virgo. And when it is placed in Capricorn, whenever Venus is placed in Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, that Venus gives a person a very clear idea कि भाई हमें मतलब क्या करना चाहिए, हमारा ध्येय क्या है रिलेशनशिप में, उनको एक ठहराव देता है. So whenever Venus is in Taurus and in this fixed signs, it is good. I feel it is a good thing to have Venus. It even if there are negative things, it will be able to take care because इसके अंदर reasoning है. Venus is reasoning. I mean, Venus is reasoning by itself. That I mean, there is. We always keep on saying that, and if you look at quantum physics, it's all about energy and consciousness. So Venus keeps on saying that, reason, think, analyze. What should be done, what should not be done, and it's got some fixed views. So Venus is good in these houses. Now, whenever Venus is in Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and these are the signs of Mesh, Simha, and Sagittarius is your Dhanu. Whenever it is in these signs, there Venus becomes your whole energy of Venus. Venus is what? We are all the planets are energy. What I say, what is outside, so is inside. This consciousness is everywhere in them, everywhere same. It's the mind which works. And the mind is nothing but a travel of energy over ages of life. And this travel of energy is got, the element of what we call them as Venus, Jupiter, etc. We explain them, that those energies are there. We have tried to exemplify them, and that is the consciousness which is there. And with our limited understanding, we will not be able to understand the totality of things. Perhaps even I can't understand, but I mean, with another 25, 30 years, astrology will be able to decode certain things which you've forgotten. So Venus is kind of energy. When Venus is in these signs, then we see that Venus is aggressive in nature. Then it's the energy is like I wanted this, and if I don't get this, I mean it's not right. In both male and female, Venus will say कि this is my thought, this is my way. हमने ऐसे सोचा है, and it's got some kind of vanity in it, some kind of glory in it कि भाई if I have thought like this, then it should be like this. In my relationships, it is like this, and the way the person should behave should be in that particular way. तो वीनस जब भी इन तीनों साइन में होगा, एरीज में, लियो में, सागिटेरियस में, एक आदमी के अंदर एक ईगो होता है. इट्स काइंड ऑफ अ वैनिटी इज देयर, सम काइंड ऑफ प्राइड इज देयर इन टर्म्स ऑफ हिज रिलेशनशिप्स, एंड वो जहां डिस्टर्ब होता है, ही विल गेट डिस्टर्ब. Whenever Venus is in Gemini, whenever it is in kind of Libra or in Aquarius, there Venus becomes communicative. Where Venus is very dangerous. Venus could be the energy such कि मेरे को ये अच्छा लगा तो मैं इधर चला जाता हूँ, मेरे को ये अच्छा लगा तो मैं इधर चला जाता हूँ, मैं इससे भी बात कर लेता हूँ. I may not want to have a relationship, but I want to have, I can call it social intercourse. I like the media, I like going there, I would like to go for a date, just to enjoy the date for the heck of a date. I would like to, explore things. Partnership. It may not be, Venus in the wrong sense, but the Venusian energy is such that it would like to explore things, it would like to explore बगल वाला लड़का लड़की कैसी है, चलो यार एक डेट में भी चले जाते हैं, चलो यार इसके साथ पार्टनरशिप करके भी देख लेते हैं. Things like that would be the Venusian. And when Venus is in Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, then the Venus becomes emotional. So such people are very dangerous. The emotions can only छोटी सी बात बुरा लग जाएगी. They will be like kind of what to do, what not to do, and the driving force. What I'm trying to tell you, what is the driving force of Venus in these signs? The driving force of Venus in Cancer is emotions. Why even in Scorpio it is emotion, but of a different kind of emotion. It could be deep-rooted principles which are there, which actually drive your emotions. कि भाई दुनिया में ऐसी होना चाहिए, हमारे ग्रंथों में ऐसे लिखा नहीं. That will drive your tears. And Pisces is, you are romantic, poetic. You feel that the world, that drive. So it's a different kind of emotions with drive. So you should first see the Venus energy which is there between two people. Even if two people are going to date each other, look at your Venus. If you have a Venus in Aries and the other person has a Venus in Cancer, be sure that you have to nurture the emotions of the other girl. It's a good combination. Aries, because you are clear, you want to do, you want to, Venus when is in Aries, वो सोचता मैं करूँ, I want to do something, I want to, achieve something. And if you have a lover or a relationship with somebody and you have Venus in Cancer, then that person will be emotions. Then the Venus part who has got in Aries, suppose the male has got Venus in Aries, he will be able to take care of the emotions. He will be crying. He will be able to, say, okay, don't cry. Let me take you somewhere. Then she'll feel happy about it. She'll say, you're the greatest man. That will, satisfy the Venus of the Aries guy. So that is how you have to see. First thing is to be seen is Venus. People say Mars, Mangalik dosh, nahi bhaiya. Pehle Shukra ko dekhiye aap. Now what is Mars? Because I'm coming to Mars. Whenever in relationship, you have to see Mars. How is Venus related to Mars? Mars is the matches hai. It is like the matchbox. It lights the match and gives it to Venus. कि ये मैंने आग ही लगा दी है और तुम पकड़ो. अब if it can light the match very quickly and the other person cannot catch it, I mean it's got to be a problem. Or if it becomes very energetic, then it will actually go and do something to the Venus which will not be good. So Mars, you have to see how it is placed with Venus. Now if it is placed together, Venus and Mars, if it is, then again you have to see the signs and to see other things. That is, Venus Mars is good. It gives you a thing कि चलो हम भोग करते हैं. Let's enjoy life. It's more about making sex. It's more about going out. It's more about enjoying a movie. Depends on where it is again, as I've explained you. So Mars ignites Venus when it is together. It is conjunct. वो साथ में ही है. Because both the energies are together. Now, when Venus and Mars are opposite to each other or in square, then I have always seen that the energies tend to मतलब एक दूसरे को कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट करते हैं. There is a push and pull. Suppose you have Venus in your first house and Mars in the seventh house. It is not that Venus and Mars they are together. They are together in a way where each of you will push your energies. यार मैं ये करने की कोशिश करता हूँ वो ये it is kind of a pull and push of the energies. I've seen a lot of extramarital relations happening whenever Venus and Mars are opposite to each other or in squares. It is a push and pull of energy which could be good in marriage, but cannot be good in marriage. Whenever Venus and Mars are entwined to each other, like Venus is in first house, Mars is in fifth house, or Mars in or vice versa, and any place where they're in 5-9 position. So there you have to see the house that will modify Venus and Mars, which is a different subject altogether. Then it gives you a kind of a time to balance the energy out. It gives a kind of it's a karmic kind of a thing that which you have to pay, and depending on where it is placed. Suppose Venus is in the sixth house, and let's say Mars then will be in your 10th house. So there the Venus in sixth house is not so good. Venus is the debilitation house of sixth. So Venus in sixth house also actually in debilitation, it is more of a manipulative Venus. And you have Mars in your 10th house, which will be, let's say in the Kalpurush is the house of, it's the exalted house of Mars. So you have a strong Mars. So here the karmic debt would be, आपको एक बड़े strong आदमी के साथ you have to manipulate yourself. So that could be kind of a play which is not very good, which would be negative, which would play out negative in your relationships. So, it depends on which houses it is there, but that is a karmic debt, and whenever they are in trines, I have seen people, वो relationship चलता रहता है, चाहे लड़ के चले, चाहे भिड़ के चले, चाहे कैसे चले, problems भी आएंगे, but it is there because that is a karmic kind of an account which you have to play when they are trying to each other. When Venus and Mars are in 6th, 8th or 12th to each other, that is not good. I mean, don't enter into a relationship. When boy's Venus is in first house and a guy's Mars is in 6th house, or in 8th house or 12th house or any place where if you have two charts and they are 6th, 8th and 12th, it is better to keep away, because that when it is 6th, it will lead to ladai. It will lead to fights. When it is in 8th, Venus and Mars are 8th to each other, it will lead to anxiety. And when Venus and Mars are 12th to each other, it will lead to unnecessarily, kind of a relationship where at the end of the day, you'll feel exhausted. You will feel spent. You have spent a lot of energy. So that is again not a very good place. Now this is the basic thing of Venus and Mars I've placed. Now you have to see which is the planet which can actually make and unmake relationships, which can cause divorce, which can cause separation. Now the two planets which are very important in causing separation are Saturn, which is a very focal planet, and Rahu. Now Saturn causes separation due to reasons which are solid, which could be differences of opinion, very big things which have got some structure in them, some kind of issue which is there, which is a solid reason hota hai. Rahu, whenever it is there, it can cause, whenever Rahu is with Mars or Venus, it can cause separation where it is due to reasons of I want to, uske paas badi gaadi thi, so I'm having a relationship with that person. Materialism moves very quickly. Then, excepting when Venus and Saturn are together, I've seen that, then it's like Saturn becoming lofty to Venus. I mean, so that I'm not discussing. At the moment, I'm only discussing whenever Venus is conjunct with Saturn and Rahu. So Venus conjunct with Saturn makes differences happen, makes issues happen, but they will have some kind of reason behind it. It could be profession, it could be principles, it could be something which is kuch logic hoga uske piche. But when Rahu is there, then it is more towards you are attracted to something which is out of the box, which is different. Because Rahu is like electronics. It is like, what you see. You make a software, you have a computer, finally you have something coming on your screen. So what comes on your screen is all about is Rahu. So Rahu is something जो कि illusion है, जो कि actually दो तीन चीजों से बन रहा है, but it is not real. And you run after that and you try to obtain it, and which is Kali Yuga. So Rahu is a planet which is very important for Kali Yuga. Venus is also a planet of Kali Yuga because Venus also believes in Bhog. That is why I explained you to see Venus in the first place. So Venus is Bhog. Mars is the engine which ignites Venus. I've tried to explain you that. Rahu and Saturn are planets which can separate but in different ways. Then if these planets get related with Moon, my view is Moon is a very important planet. It's a planet of Badar. It is a planet of liquidity, finance. It's a planet of emotion. But Moon jo hai, is a cheater. Cheating ke liye Moon is very important. Whenever you see a combination of Venus, Rahu, Moon, together, or Moon in the second house, or Moon in the 12th house, Venus there, Venus ke aage next house mein Rahu hai, and Moon somewhere it combines with the whole affair or with Mars, then you would see cheating. The person will cheat you, the lady will cheat you, or the man will cheat you, anyway. So Moon combining this combination of Rahu and Saturn makes, more with Rahu and with Venus, Moon combining here and there, will make you to cheat. It also will create problems with your mother-in-law. Venus and Moon together can make you extra emotional. Then you can find hundreds of reasons depending on the sign. We call it placement, aspect, and combination. You have to see all three things: the placement, the aspect, and the combination. Then, kaise kya hoga? Then that we can come to a conclusion. So then, Moon is the planet which leads to cheating, and it is also. Mercury is another planet which is like Rahu only. ये भी आदमी को भटकाता है इधर उधर. It is Mercury is a planet which is a dangerous planet. It is like a small child. If it likes you, it may give you everything. If it dislikes you, it may just leave you. So that is what Mercury does in relationships also. Very, very unpredictable. So you have to see Mercury. Mercury is more dangerous because Moon, when it cheats, you can come to know about it. But Mercury, when it cheats, you don't know. In today's context, Mercury, Venus have also become important because people are tending to become gay, lesbian. So it is these planets like Mercury and Venus in various signs and houses which give you other tendencies. I'll make an horoscope on, make a video on that some other time. So then you have to see these planets. They are the planets which make a person cheat on you. Rahu at least and Mars together will make you break, chhod dega, Venus. But here, the cheating aspect, the extramarital relationship aspects come together. Now, what does Jupiter do? Jupiter is also not a planet which, Jupiter is a planet which tells you कि आपकी कंपेनियनशिप अच्छी रहेगी. मतलब ये सब होता रहेगा, but society may not come to know. Jupiter is a planet which tells you about there is nothing as marriage. We made it. It is human beings who have made marriage. So Jupiter is a planet which tells you कि आपको बड़े लोगों का प्यार मिलेगा. It is also a karak of children. It is also a karak of. So if Jupiter also comes in the whole play of, let us say you have Mangal, Rahu aspected with Saturn, you have Moon also there, but you have Jupiter also aspecting. So that means you will have a relationship, you will continue with your extramarital relationship, you will enjoy with somebody else. But if Jupiter is there, तो वो पता नहीं चलेगा. People will not come to know about it. It will be, for the society, it will not be known, which is happening. So that is to that extent what Jupiter does. So let us not, make Jupiter a very great planet. Now I've seen Jupiter whenever it is in the Lagna, it makes a person not what he is. आदमी मतलब थोड़ा सा नीच होता है. Jupiter in Lagna, person is internally a very selfish person, a person who is not what he is. He is a double personality person. But to the world, सामने, he will portray himself to be a very person who's kind of a person who's projects himself to be a nice person, who's working as per the norms. वो उतना करता है. So, I mean, that also, I mean, and these things are very important to see it in Kali Yuga. You have to see things depending on the Desh Kal Patra. And then the final result will come out, the placement, aspect and conjunction. But these are the pointers which I have tried to give you when we are seeing relationships, break in relationships and compatibility. I mean, but this is just like 0.01% of the entire thing. And this is it with this side by video. You can, astrology is not my profession, it's my research and religion. You can connect with me on my WhatsApp message number 9818733000. Send your query or your this thing, and I also do consult. I do tell people, and I also use anything which is given to me for good causes. So, I mean, do write to me. My WhatsApp number is 9818733000. So, but astrology is a religion. It's my research. It's not my profession. My WhatsApp message number is 9818733000. Thanks. Bye for now.